on right now. Yes, we are. The return of Almost Human Live. Schmack 'em a gob, everybody.
Almost alive.
Huh?
Almost alive.
Yeah, what a story I got to tell you guys why we haven't been doing this show. And there have been many comments, Tony, on people saying, where's Almost Human Live?
Yep.
Man, at the end of last year, and Wayne just got here. But let's just welcome everybody in, and then I'll tell you all my craziness that I will abbreviate. But yeah, crazy stuff. All right, here comes the fucking spell Nazi, Wayne, right here. Hey, Wayne.
Terrifier.
Hey.
There he
Hey,
is.
good
How are
evening.
you?
Good evening, Mr. Noon.
Good evening. Good
What's
evening.
up? What's up with your new getup, man? What is that? Fucking, you can't do this on TV?
What color do you want me to be?
The green glow.
Purple?
Oh, he's
Look
purple.
at that. Look at all the colors.
What color do you want?
Like it's like rainbow. I get what you're trying to do there.
Yeah. I want to appease everybody, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This show's for everyone.
Wayne is in his lair.
I
That's
am.
it. Looks cool, man.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, I've had these for a while, but
by the way, they haven't started yet, but they are starting to build my house. They put a fence up, and there's a big amount of dirt there so far, but still, the city finally okayed it, and
Awesome.
I'm gonna have this. When I go back there, I'm gonna have something as cool as what Wayne's in right now, almost that cool.
my garage?
You're in your garage?
Yes.
Oh, I thought those were CDs. There. Anyway.
That's his action figures.
It is my action figures there. I got shit all over the place. Place is a fucking mess.
You have the no. Where are the no action figures?
No. What do you mean? There's action figures everywhere down here. You kidding me? I got Batman. What do you want? I got Batman.
Hey, let me ask you. Maybe one of you know this.
I have Devo back here.
Oh, that's cool.
You have what? Devo?
Devo
yeah.
action
I didn't
figures.
even know they had action figures.
You know how much I fucking love that band.
I love them too.
You know, Devo is one of those rare bands that when I was getting into hard rock and metal, they were the only band I liked that wasn't that way.
Yeah.
Even though, I mean, it works, but in such a sporadic way, like Love Without Anger and their cover of I Can't Get No Satisfaction and Uncontrollable Urge. I mean, all that shit rules so hard.
Yeah, the Freedom of Choice album was the first one I got. I loved it, man.
Yeah, man. They were just so freaking unique. I think it was the guitar player that died, right? Or was there more than one person?
The guitar player has passed and the drummer. The drummer passed before they even started a reunion and started playing together again. But since they've reunited, the guitar player, one of the guitar players has passed. Yeah.
Oh, of course, the drummer died.
Let me grab it for a second because I was just watching it not too long ago.
Hey, Catman, and hey, Mark Daly. I'm here. Yes, I'm here. Hello, everybody. What's your least favorite Beatles song?
Well, it's not a song, Revolution 9, but if it's but Revolution 9 is not really a song, so I'll say You Know My Name, You Got My Number, whatever the hell that song sucks. And what's really crazy is that Ian loves that song. Anyway, it's right here. Can you see it? Yeah, Devo.
Yeah.
That's great, man.
Yeah, this is a DVD with all their videos.
All the videos. Yeah.
And it's so unique. I mean, when I was a little kid watching Saturday Night Live in the 70s, Devo was on one of those early seasons with Boogie Boy, you know, the strange guy with the baby mask.
Yeah, the Boogie Boy. He's kind of freaky looking. Yeah. That video, I had a VHS of like all these Devo videos once, and I used to work for this band back in the 90s. And we were playing this gig at this club that had a video screen that would come down, you know, and the video screen, they'd have videos playing before the bands went on. And I went up and put the Devo tape in and just let the Devo videos run. And like I said, this is like the mid 90s. And I just remember somebody yelling out, please, somebody shouted, please cut off, please, no more Devo, cut it off. It looked even better when they played, you know, so.
They are freaky, and you know, I always liked Devo, and I remember when they were down here, and I didn't go to those shows when they played James L. Knight, which is very close to me. I remember. I'm talking about early '80s.
Yeah.
I remember them playing, and I didn't go because you know, all right, Triumph and Saxon are playing.
Mm-hmm.
Which one do I go to? Triumph,
yeah,
Devo. You know what I mean? And that's why I miss Devo. And I don't know if it's Triumph or Saxon, but I know it was some show that I went to that show instead. But still, I wish I could have seen Devo, the original Devo.
Yeah, I saw them when they started, playing again. I guess it was 2009 or 2010 or something like that. I saw them.
Al Horta is in the chat here, and he says, "Thanks for the shirts, Wayne. I've been selling a lot of T-shirts lately because I've had accumulated so many shirts over the years, and I don't fit in half of them anymore because they're larges. I'm an extra large right now, but I'm trying to get back to large. But you can't hold on to all this stuff. So I've been selling a lot of my shirts, and Al bought a bunch for me. I just sold a bunch of actually a big box is going out tomorrow, and so I appreciate Al. But yes, I'm sorry, Al, I didn't tell you about all the stains that were on those shirts, and hopefully you're able to get those out.
So you sold them. You sold them. You didn't have to donate any, right?
No, I didn't donate anything.
I didn't know if you see some kids in the third world country wearing a Halloween shirt or something.
Oh no, fuck those kids. I want my money.
Oh man, yeah, I don't have enough shirts.
Yeah, I got rid of a bunch not long ago. I just traded off to a guy,
In my current living situation, I only have one closet. And, in my house, I had several closets. So now all my shirts are in duffel bags, these big duffel bags. But what I do is I wash my shirts, then I get in the duffel bag and take out the new batch of shirts and put the ones I just washed in the duffel. To always, like, I can't leave my shirts away from me forever. They have to come out,
Yeah.
So I just want to go really quick now, and we're going to go into question and answering today.
Oh, that's what we're doing. Okay.
But I will say, to all my listeners that have been asking for Almost Human Live, it has been really bad for me beginning of the end of last year, where both my parents at the same time ended up in the hospital. And then my leg got infected, and then I ended up in the hospital. And my leg got really bad. But the thing is, when I was taking care of my parents in the hospital, that I was hoping my leg would get better. And it just got worse and worse. It was insanely painful, especially when they squeezed all the pus out of my leg.
Oh, my God.
But anyway, it took me 10 days. I got better. I'm back to taking care of my parents. And my dad's home now. My mom should be coming home tomorrow. So hopefully things will start, getting a little more normal for me. So everybody that's been keeping up with my channel, let me tell you, I get home super late. And all my donations I do at 2, 3 in the morning, and I'm dead tired, but I got to do it, So that's why my channel has been videos every day, because they kicked me out of the hospital. I can't stay there. If not, there'd be no videos up. But I do videos late at night when I should be sleeping, because I got to get up early the next day. But that's why there's not a lack of videos on Almost Human. But let's hope things get better. But hey, such is life, man. We got to take. But let me tell you, life has kicked the living shit out of me in 2024. It's not been easy for me. I fell and knocked out 3 teeth.
Really?
Yep.
When did you do that?
And because I had to walk back from the hospital one day, and I had kind of a heavy bag, and I tripped and landed on my face, knocked out 3 teeth.
Jesus Christ.
I haven't had time to go to the dentist because I'm taking care of my mom in the hospital.
Yeah.
So if they bring her back tomorrow, then I'm going to get the grill fixed next week for sure.
He's going to get a hip hop grill.
Yeah.
I went to Pantera this past Saturday, and I saw so many of my friends. And I was talking like this. Hey, what's going on, man? Because I didn't want them to see my teeth. It's embarrassing. I look like a homeless or like
You had a Pantera
concert,
man. You fit right in.
Huh?
Yeah. You had a Pantera concert. You fit right in.
Oh yeah, Pantera. Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Well, after you had your leg thing, my father had the same thing. He got an infection on his leg, and it was nasty looking, and it was terrible. I told him,
did it get all red?
It got all different colors. It was bad. We took him to the doctor because I really didn't know how bad it was. And we get to the doctor, and he goes, "You got to go to the hospital now." And I'm like, "Oh fuck, what's wrong?" And he just got out of the hospital this past Monday. So, but he's been in there all week too. So
he's doing better.
He's kind of. He's got other things going on too. So we'll see what happens with that. But yeah,
man.
Should he hear so far?
Get older, and
Yeah, that's what happens, man. Just everybody's getting old.
Yeah. Our parents took care of us. We got to take care of them.
Yeah, now taking care of it's exactly what it is now.
Yep.
My dad is very, very weak, so he's got the little stroller, and I got to help him walk downstairs. I got to help him get in the car because he's still extremely active. I got to go to the bank. I got to do this. Let's go to the shop. He's always like that, but to do it now, it's like. And he gets winded. He gets out of the car 2 steps. He needs to sit down. So
yeah,
it's been trying, but hey, man, we are taking care of them now. That's how it is.
But
hey, so that's what's going on with me. And maybe hopefully this will be every Thursday from now on. Pray that my mom gets out tomorrow, and I think everything will be okay. So let's start with the questions. Any questions out there, Wayne?
Only question I have to start this off: are you guys fans of Mojo Nixon?
I'm not really a fan, but I know who he is, and everything I've ever heard by him, I always liked. Always had some cool songs, And it was sad to hear that he passed away.
Yeah, all I know is that video. It was like a funny video.
Elvis is everywhere.
Elvis is everywhere.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, I remember they used to show a lot of his stuff on like 120 Minutes back in the early MTV days and stuff. And but yeah, he was on a outlaw biker cruise. I mean, outlaw country cruise, not outlaw biker, but outlaw country cruise. And they said he performed, and then they didn't see him. Somebody didn't see him the next day, and they checked on in his cabin. He had died.
Yeah.
Wow, like Jimmy Bain.
Yeah, exactly.
He was only 66 too. I thought he was a lot older than that.
Yeah.
Nah, that makes sense. It was like late 80s or early 90s. He had that song. Like what?
He's been around a long, long time.
Yeah, it was late 80s probably. Yeah, 88.
Yeah, I mean, he's one of those people in that we all have. That's part of pop culture that we're aware of, but.
Right.
There's a lot of people out there that are part of pop culture that we don't hate them, but we don't like them enough to buy their stuff.
Yeah.
Hey, it's whatever. It's kind of amusing. So
yeah.
Hey, better. It would have been better if it was Sammy Hagar, but what can you do?
Maybe next year.
Oh, Joe, rest in peace, buddy. At least you didn't annoy me like Sammy Hagar.
Let's see now. Let's get to the questions here. Chris Flood, will you ever have Bako on this show?
Who's Bako?
I have no fucking idea.
Oh, if he's talking about Bako.
Bako. I don't know what the hell it even means.
Yeah, I think that's Bako. Well, maybe Bako's got 2 kids.
Bako.
From the Cobras and Fires podcast. Awesome dude. I love that dude. We always hang out when we went to Rockin' Pod. And he's a great dude. He's funny, and out of everybody that was at Rockin' Pod, he was the only podcaster I wanted Ian and I to interview. Nobody else. We just wanted Bako. So answer is yes, I would love to get Bako. I will talk to Bako, and we'll find something he likes, and we're going to have him on Almost Human Live, hopefully.
Very cool. Who's dinging?
Who?
Who's dinging? Somebody I hear dinging.
Oh, probably me. Hold on. Well, keep reading.
Is your quiche done?
Yes, we are.
Oh, there you go. What's a better song, Ralph? Chase is better than a catch, or Women in Uniform, the Iron Maiden cover?
Oh, definitely Chase is better than Catch.
Yeah, I agree.
Don't even mess with my intellect like that. No, And by the way, I love Women in Uniform. But if you were to rank every single Paul Di'Anno album song with Maiden, that would be at the very bottom.
I agree. Yeah, same here.
It's a cover song.
Yeah.
Who did the original?
I don't know, but I know it's a cover song.
I had no idea.
I think it was Severed Angel that did the original.
Oh yeah, they suck.
And by the way, I heard the new Severed Angel song, that anime thing you guys put out. It was awesome. What's the name of the song?
Tyrant on the Throne.
Check out Severed Angel, Tyrant on the Throne. It's really badass. When's that album coming out, man?
May 3rd of this year.
I'll be getting my copy.
Yeah. Well, I did send you the MP3s.
I heard it. Yes, I heard it. No, I love the whole album, but I'm trying to plug this new song, Wayne. Why are you so anti Severed Angel, man? Come on.
No, because they suck. I got another band too. I got Absalon. I got to promote that one too.
Which one?
Absalon.
Absalon. Ass on face?
Yeah. No. It's another good one. But the Tyrant on the Throne, it did come out really good. Our friend Mandir made that video for us, and he did a really awesome job on it. So,
is Absalon the one that you were telling me about? You were doing with the guy that was in the band that had the album by?
Yeah, Malachia or whatever it's called. Yeah. Album battle: Diary of a Madman versus Flick of the Switch. Which album wins?
Diary of a Madman. I will tell you.
Of course, it's like not even a contest there.
There's the three greatest albums of the '80s for me: Diary of a Madman, Melissa, and Don't Break the Oath. I don't think there's any album better than that from the '80s and most of the '70s.
Tony, this question's for you. Which horror villain could you picture Ralph and Wayne playing as?
Well, let's see. We could put a hockey mask on Wayne, and he could get away as Jason. And of course, Ralph has to be the Phantom of the Paradise. I mean,
yeah, there we go. Winslow Leach.
Now, who would you be, Tony?
Who
could Tony be? No?
I could be the tall man.
The tall man. What the hell's a tall man?
How about
Phantasm?
How about Metal Collecting Man?
Yeah.
That sounds like a Mega Man character.
Had two fangs here. I could be Radu, the vampire from Subspecies.
Oh no! Watch out! Here comes Metal Collecting Guy.
Any fans of Acid Bath? No, but I wish I had one.
You know what? I didn't hate it. I only know that one album with John Wayne Gacy on the cover.
Yeah, that's all I know.
It's all right, but I mean, it's not in my wheelhouse. That kind of shit.
It's like sludge. It just never did anything for me. I actually saw them. I saw them play a show with some. I don't even remember who else was on the bill, but I saw them like back into. It's like probably early '90s. I guess. I know the main guy, I think he passed away, and one of the band members passed away, and I think they broke up. I don't know their history, really.
Anyone into John Lawton era of Uriah Heep?
That's my favorite Uriah Heep.
I'm still a virgin with them. I'm getting into them. You know which one I really like, oddly enough? Their last album.
It's really good. It is a really good album.
I'm not a Uriah Heep guy, but Look Into This I thought was kick-ass. And the last album. Those are the two albums I really like.
Yeah, I love their early stuff, their 70s stuff. I mean, I was a big fan of it, but I think the first thing I ever got by Uriah Heep was like a best of Uriah Heep album. And then, I started collecting other stuff by him. And yeah, the John Lawton era is just so good. He has such a great voice. What's the song? One More Night and or Lady and Woman of the Night. I think it's one of my favorites by him. He's just a great. He was also the singer in Lucifer's Friend. If you're familiar with that band, that debut Lucifer Friend album is incredible, man. It's a really good proto metal album.
Was John Lawton on Look Into This?
Was he on what?
Look Into This.
Oh, Look at Yourself.
Look at Yourself.
No, that's the original singer.
Byron.
David Byron. Yeah.
King Diamond named his son after him.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yep.
Byron.
Yeah, he named him after the singer of Uriah Heep.
Oh, I thought his son's name was Prince.
Oh man, that'd be funny.
I mean, I'm serious. I thought his name was Prince. Okay, Prince Diamond.
Look into it. He named him after the guy from Uriah Heep.
Well, I know he's a big Uriah Heep fan. I mean, when you listen to that Black Rose recording, that's very inspired by Heep for sure.
Ralph, did you ever get the chance to listen to that Leafay album that the Koof Jackson sent to you?
LaFay. Morgana Le Fay.
Yes, I loved it. Oh, and by the way,
which album was that again?
I got
I can't remember with the angel on the cover.
They all have angels on the cover. I know which one it is too, because I like that one a lot.
That was the one I used to have as well.
I have all their albums. I really like them. I thought they were really good. The singer, man, he was really awesome. I know he went and did something else afterwards, but they kind of just like disappeared.
Hey, the Koof Jackson just sent me this.
Manila Road.
And that's a band that I should love, but I have never been able to get into them, and I have really tried. I've had several of their albums over the years and just have never. There was them, and somebody's like, "Oh, you got to listen to this, and you got to listen to Sarah Thungold," and I'm like, "Well, I love Sarah Thungold." They were like, "Well, you probably like Manila Road as well," and I was like, "I've had several albums by them, and just never done anything for me." But it's good stuff. It's great what they do, and it was sad to see the Shark pass away a couple of years ago. Because those guys, they're one of those bands that are probably more popular now than they were when they were young guys putting the albums out originally. I mean, like Sarah Thungold are a lot bigger now. Just the whole cult status.
My drummer is in Night Demon now.
What's that?
My drummer Brian Wilson's.
Brian's in Night Demon. Yeah.
He was telling me, the bassist of Night Demon is the manager of Sarah Thungold.
Yeah, well, he plays bass for him as well, Jarvis. Yeah. And the guitar player, what's his name, Armin, he plays guitar and live for Sarah Thungold now because their guitar player kind of stepped away from, well, they have two guitars, but one of them stepped away from playing live because they're only going to do, I think they're kind of doing farewell dates now is what they're doing. They're ready to hang it up.
I could never get into them. I've tried. I
always remember the Richard Pryor, the concert live from the Sunset Strip, and it shows that the beginning they're going down the Sunset Strip. You see all the buildings, you see the clubs and stuff, the Roxy, and they go by the whiskey, and you see on the marquee is Sarah Thungold and Stormer, which was Tim Gaines from Stryper's old band.
Right, that's awesome.
Yeah,
I never noticed that, and I do own it.
There's a new documentary out of We Are the World. Did anybody ever watch that?
We watched it. Yeah, we watched it the other night.
It's fucked up. I got my Netflix from some chick I don't talk to anymore. And for some fucking reason, I don't know why, I can't hear audio on my Firefox browser. Right? And that's where the Netflix is. But I can hear audio on my Google Plus, whatever the hell that's called. But I don't have this password, so I can't watch shit on Netflix because on my other browser, it's just fucking, I can see it, but I can't hear it. That's
man.
And put the closed caption on. But
they did that to you so you wouldn't share passwords.
Yeah. But Mark Daly brought that up, and he was talking about how Prince was being a prima donna and he refused to play on it. I guess he wanted to do a guitar solo or something, and they didn't want him to do it.
Yeah.
I didn't watch it, so
it was an interesting story. They tried to get him to come down, and he wouldn't come. And they brought Sheila E. in, and she even says in the doc that she feels like she was they used her to lure him down. And she called him and told him to come down, and he says, "No, I'm not coming."
Oh.
But it was interesting. I mean, it was just to see the whole backstory of how that all came together, because I never knew that. I never heard any backstory on it. And we watched it the other night, and then I was telling Linda about the hearing aid thing afterwards. We found out on YouTube and watched the hearing aid, and hearing aid was recorded in the same studio, A&M Studios, as We Are the World.
Oh wow. I did not know that. Is it just one show or is it several shows?
It's just one. It's just a documentary. That's all. Yeah, like an hour and a half or something. Yeah,
I've been seeing people talk about it. I'm like, I want to watch this, man.
it's really interesting.
Fuck, give me your password, Wayne.
I can't. It's secret.
Ah, bummer.
No, that's the
I'm using
password.
someone
Secret.
else's already, so I can't give you that.
Just give me your password here live. Nobody's watching.
Nobody watches this show. Just put it in the chat.
We're like
Mark Daly's full of information today. Today is the 50th anniversary of the Kiss debut album.
That's what some say. It could be the 8th or the 18th. The Kiss's official site says the 18th, and I've always seen the 18th. But then I've had some diehard Kiss fans tell me today, why didn't you post anything up today about it? Because it's the 8th. But I'm going to go with the 18th because that's what is on the Kiss website. And they probably don't know.
No.
You know what I was thinking?
Fans know more about them than they do.
I was thinking this because people are going to love it because it's involving Kiss. Don't you think it's funny that Kiss is not releasing a 50th anniversary box set?
I was just going to say that.
Don't you think it's funny they stopped releasing off the soundboard vinyls? Could it be that it's not worth it?
Could it be that they've put every dime that they have into avatars?
That's true. But
I'm still expecting there may be a box. They might do something with Kiss and Hotter Than Hell since it was the same year. Maybe, who knows?
I would, and I said it. If the one Kiss box set I would love to have is for the first album,
especially if it's got the Electric Ladyland demos.
Yeah, definitely.
You got the demos, and plus there's a lot of great recordings of that era, live shows.
Mm-hmm.
And the book would be awesome because they're going to throw in that real early incarnation of Kiss when they didn't even have costume. They wore T-shirts and their makeup wasn't that refined. I would love a Kiss first album box set. I would love a Hotter Than Hell one too, but I would like that to be fucking a different one. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
So there you go. Kiss talk.
Something's going on over there because my wife ordered me stuff for Christmas, right? And she ordered it like on Black Friday. I only got it maybe like a couple weeks ago.
Oh, you talking about Kiss Online?
Yeah,
no, they're infamous.
Really?
Because I've never had that problem. I did order stuff from there before, but that was like
was that the Lick It Up stuff?
No. I bought a bunch of Soundhouse tapes. I bought CDs and a Kiss vinyl of the Revenge album.
Okay. I was wondering if it was Lick It Up, you have to join the Vinnie Vincent fan club and pay $200 in order to get it.
Well, I did. I'm just waiting for him to accept everything now. And just waiting on a box set for him. It'll get here eventually.
Well,
yeah.
I just would love that. And I'm thinking, what's going on? Is it maybe the Creatures of the Night box set didn't sell well? And because it's all only us Kiss nerds buying and right here, as much as I bash on Kiss, if Kiss releases something from the early years, I'm all over it. Take my money, Gene and Paul. I don't care. If it's old killer shit, I love the Creatures box set.
That's my favorite one.
I've been checking Amazon about that because if they put them, if they mark them down cheap, they'll be on Amazon.
Here's the thing. This is why you should never order on Kiss Online, the box set, especially because the people were complaining that they didn't get their Destroyer box set way after the fact. Well, on Kiss, I forgot how much it was on Amazon. And this was it wasn't out yet, but the Creature of the Night box set on Amazon went down $100 less than what it was on Kiss Online.
Yeah.
And I went, thank God I didn't buy it on Kiss Online. Bam. And then the Creatures came day of release. People on Kiss Online were waiting weeks for it. Kiss Online sucks like Scab Kiss.
Amazon they'll put a lot of stuff on sale if you just wait. The Venom box set that came out with all the albums in it. I mean, they had it for $100 at one point, and that's when I ordered it. Now it's like rare, and so it's gone back up in value. But at the time, you could get one for $100.
It's February. Oh, Mark did correct himself. It was February 18th. So, all right.
Well, that's what the official date says. But like I said, there's stuff in writing that I saw today that said the 8th. But like I said, who knows?
But like you said, they probably don't even know themselves. What bands have you been listening to lately over the couple of weeks? I guess everybody.
I've been listening to a lot of Blue Oyster Cult lately.
What
do you think of the new song?
I haven't heard the new song. It's out already?
Yeah, I don't like it.
It's not that great. The video's kind of cool, but suppose it's going to be a couple of new songs and it's going to be some classics reimagined. So maybe kind of like when they redid Astronomy on Imaginos, you know how they did a different version. Maybe it's going to be something along those lines. I'm interested.
From how I read the thing, how they describe what this album is, it's really just old songs and they're remixed. And then what's that guy's name? Not Danny.
Talking about Richie?
Richie, yes, thank you.
Yeah.
He went and did some extra parts here and there or whatever, but everything else is, I think, from the original recordings. There's really nothing new besides that stuff.
Yeah.
Well,
which is kind of disappointing to me.
Yeah, I know. I've got 3 CDs that came from the Buck Dharma archives that they were officially released through his fan club years ago, and they're just all these work tapes. That's probably what they do. They find those demos and go back and add to them. You know.
I'm just bummed they're saying this is their last recording.
Well, I was surprised they'd have something out so fast. I mean, it's been like 10, 15 years between albums, you know. So yeah, it's cool that they've got something coming out.
I love The Symbol Remains.
I think
it was great. It's great.
If they ended on out, I would have been fine.
Yeah, exactly. If it ended like that, but still, it's like, man, stop. Can't stop recording. I mean, Richie just started singing, and I love his voice. King of Blood is one of my favorite songs off the last album. I love that dude's voice, and I got the same.
Yeah.
You know,
but Eric Bloom's pushing 80. You know.
Yeah, they're getting up there, but they're still going to tour. So I don't know why they just don't record. But
I have a Blue Oyster Cult shirt. When I saw him at the casino, it said "On Tour Forever."
Right. Yeah.
I've listened to the new Lucifer record. That's pretty good.
I heard good things about it.
Yeah, just a good, 70s kind of proto metal throwback type band,
Yeah, I dig it. I met Lucifer, the whole band.
I miss seeing them a couple of times when they've come around. I wanted to see them. Man, their cover of Take Me Away from Paul Stanley's solo album is so good, man. They did such a good job on that. That was they were doing it live, but I think it's actually a bonus track on the Japanese edition of Lucifer 2.
I saw a band from your neck of the woods, Tony. God damn it. Something Savage. What is it again?
Savage Master.
Savage Master.
Yeah. They're actually from Kentucky.
Oh, I thought they were from North Carolina.
Nah, they're from Kentucky.
Well, they're awesome.
Yeah, they're great. I love them. They're a great band. Good people, too.
Yeah, I saw them in Lucifer. I went and bought their record, had them sign it. Well, her sign it. The rest of the guys were wearing hoods, so I didn't know what they looked like after the show.
Well, if one was wearing glasses, you'd probably spot him right away.
Yeah. Adam wears glasses, and he wears his hood over the glasses. So you usually can spot him. Yeah.
I've been listening to a lot of Kiss because we're doing a Kiss podcast on Rat Salad Review. So we've been going through all the albums in an order from the worst to best. So this is in Greg's order. So we've just been doing random stuff, but that's all I've been listening to. Kiss, and then the band Ravage has a new song out, which is really good. Actually, they have 2 songs out, very good songs. Some other bands have some stuff out as well.
The New Saxon album.
I did buy it though.
We did on one of the podcasts that I do, the Rock Fantasy Files. We did the other night. We had 4 EPs up against one another. We did Sentence of Death from Destruction, Hellhammer's EP, and Slayer, Haunted Chapel, and Evil. You familiar with the Evil EP, Ralph? Evil? They were on Rave On Records, the same label that did the first Merciful Fate EP.
The band was called Evil?
They were called Evil. Yeah, and they're just like a straight kind of Judas Priest type heavy metal, a little bit of new wave of British metal. Really cool. You know, I thought that was an odd one to throw in because the guy that picked them, I was like, nobody's going to know what that is, you know. But I had to go back and listen to all 4 of those EPs again. Of course, Slayer won because that's just an incredible EP, you know.
That is my favorite Slayer release, period.
Really?
My favorite is Haunting the Chapel because it's a bridge of Show No Mercy to Hell Awaits. Mm-hmm. And believe me, I love Rain and Blood.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I have this weird thing that, you know, I think my favorite's this, but really the best is this. But still, this is my favorite. And that's how I feel about Rain and Blood is really the best. But my favorite is the Metal Blade years. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, and
well, while we're on that topic, what did you think of the new Kerry King song?
I liked it, man. I did.
I thought it was okay. I mean, I didn't think it was the greatest thing I ever heard, but everybody's bashing on it about how bad it is, and I was like,
how's it bad?
It's better than the last couple of Slayer records.
Yeah, no way.
And Mark sounds amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Honestly, maybe they should just kept the name Slayer and just let him sing. You know,
but that thing you posted yesterday about the Dave Lombardo album, You're Dead to Me Too. I was cracking up.
Yeah, I stole that from somebody, and a lot of people are leaving comments because it's a DK, not a DL.
Yeah,
no, I didn't make this meme. Come on.
Yeah,
I still love it. I don't care if it's,
yeah. All right, what else we got here? Do you remember getting your metal magazines, and what was the brand called?
I got many Metal Hammer, Metal Kerrang, early Kerrang in the 80s,
mm-hmm.
favorite. And
Metal Hammer, what the hell is
mine was just Hit Parader and Circus, pretty much.
Hit Parader, yes, that was the
Hit Parader and Circus is what I had, and then later Rip magazine, and I would get Kerrangs if I would go to like the certain record shop would have them, and you could grab them. They actually had back issues too, so I would always pick those up if they had like cool like Manowar or Venom or something on the cover. And then later I got into Metal Maniacs, had those, you know, that was a great one for years. And then Brave Words and Bloody Knuckles, BWBK, was a big fan of that one as well, that Martin Popoff was involved with. You know, I sold all my magazines during COVID.
Really?
I had tons of them in the pack house, and I just went out, put them all, you know, I would put like, you know, all of 1984, 12 issues, 1984 Hit Parader magazines in lots, and people would buy them like crazy. And I'd put them for auction because people want them. I mean, it's crazy, that whole nostalgia thing now, especially with the young metalheads that are into all this stuff, you know. I mean, you can find anything on the internet, but some of those photos and stuff probably still aren't up there. Some of the stuff, you know, Circus had their own photographers. They used, because there was all those like sometimes crappy live shots of stuff, you know, were in Circus. You never see those photos anywhere else.
If you could create a supergroup with Alex Van Halen on drums, who would be the 2 guitarists, the lead singer, and bass player? Sammy Hagar would be the singer.
You know, honestly, I'd go on YouTube and find, you know, somebody that's very close to Eddie Van Halen. See,
but do you want an Eddie Van Halen clone?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah,
totally do. And I'll tell you why. Because of what happened to me on Saturday, man.
What happened?
Sarah. I didn't enjoy Zakk Wylde being Zakk Wylde. I wanted to hear that razor sharp precision Dimebag possessed, because I don't care how you mix this all up. This is a tribute band, okay? This is not Pantera. It's Rex and Phil, but Charlie was awesome, almost there, but he's not Vinny, man. And Jack is definitely not dying. And then when I got back from the show, I went on YouTube to see people doing dime solos. Every one of them was better than Zakk. Especially, there's this girl on YouTube doing Domination. It sounds exactly like the record, man. And, you know, Zakk can't do that, man. Zach was awesome being Zach. I'm not saying he played bad. I'm just saying he's not the guy.
Yeah.
For Pantera. It's just, and that's because of the public. Everybody was saying, oh, they need Zach. This is when Vinny was alive. They need Zach. They can do a reunion. And even Vinny came out saying, I see people say they need Zach. It's not going to be Zach, no matter, I mean, it's not going to be Pantera, no matter what. So, yeah, the answer to the question is go on YouTube, find an Eddie Van Halen clone and a Michael Anthony clone. Or get Michael Anthony. What the fuck? You know that shit will pay more than he's making in Sammy Hagar. So, yeah, I have Michael Anthony in that band and the singer. Who else but me?
Oh, yeah, you'd be perfect.
Oh, Ralph, give us a break.
Yeah, go look at Sammy Hagar's songs and tell me I am not the man for that job.
For the three of you, do you believe David Lee Roth's version of Events of Wolfgang having Dave's guests removed?
I don't know. Ian says Ian believes it. I don't know.
I can't see how he would have that much power just to make that happen. And his uncle and father stood there and let it happen.
What is he even
talking
about?
They would have known who these people were if they were important people like Dave say they are, and not just some floozy. You know, they would have known who these people are, and they would have been like, "Whoa, back off!" You know, that's our paychecks or whatever. You know,
you make more sense than Ian did. You know, Ian's just whacked out.
What happened? I don't know what this is about.
Well, Dave said that Wolfgang had people that he had invited backstage. Wolfgang had them ejected from the venue, and those people had checks. Those people were responsible for the money the band made.
They worked for Van Halen's company.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I would think that Alex and Eddie would have known that.
You would think so.
Yeah. And it's like, why is Dave bringing this up almost 10 years later?
And bashing the last album. Whether you like it or not doesn't matter to me. Right. I love it. But at the same time, fuck it. It's not available for streaming. Ha ha. I bought that shit when it was new on CD. I bought it on, which goes for hundreds. But I also bought the CD because it brought a DVD. So I got both copies when it first came out because I'm a collector. I don't give a fuck about streaming. I don't give a fuck if that album is up on Spotify. Fuck you all.
We got it. We got it.
Would you say you got the best of both worlds?
I really wish I'd bought one of the vinyls when it came out, but I just got the CD. But I'm glad I got it. You know, I did get the live box set that came out.
I got that as well.
Yeah, that's hard as hell to get.
That one, but believe it or not, that one I got really cheap when I was on tour. I was in New Jersey, and we went to a record store in New Jersey, and that shit was half price.
Yeah, it's not cheap anymore.
Oh, it's not? I bought it right away, man.
Yeah.
And I love, there's like 4 or 5 songs that it sounds, David Lee Roth sounds like a dying frog. But I think the rest, he sounds fine. If you slam that out for how bad Dave sounds, on 4 or 5 songs, listen to I'll Wait on there. It's amazing. Then listen to Dance the Night Away. That's embarrassing. I mean, if you listen to Dance the Night Away, you're going to judge, everybody judges the whole album with how bad he sings a few of them songs, but then there's other songs. I mean, I don't think he sang them as good as he did back in the day, but it wasn't as, you know, I didn't hear no dying frogs in those versions.
I really like to know, though, why is that album not on streaming? What is the reason?
David Lee Roth hates it.
But he can't have control over that. It's a record label issue.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? And I don't know how true this is, but recently I saw some news, but it doesn't have an actual interview with Alex Van Halen. But they're saying Alex don't like it either.
That's so stupid. And who cares if your fans want it? Why?
I like it. I like it more than 1984.
Really?
I think it's their heaviest album. Period. I don't think it's their best album, but it's definitely the heaviest Van Halen album.
It's got some good songs on there. That's
I love every song. I even like Tattoo, and Tattoo is my least favorite on there. But I even like that song. I love every song on it. And people are always saying there's too many. They dig back to the too many demos. They've been recording demos on all the 6-pack. All right, there's a ton of demos on Van Halen 2. Fools was a song they played back in the day. In a Simple Rhyme, they played in the clubs.
Voodoo Queen.
Voodoo Queen was Mean Street.
Yep. You had what was it? Was Hang 'em High. One of them was Hang 'em High.
Hang 'em High.
Last Night, I think was the name of it.
Yeah, it might have been that one. Yeah, same riffs. You know, it's and they all the way to 1984 had House of Pain. That's another demo. So people are like, oh, too many demos. Every album had it. You know, I think that album absolutely crushes. I love A Different Kind of Strength. Love it. I got it on vinyl and CD, so I don't care. I don't stream, so fuck you all.
Yeah, OU812 is still on streaming, so why, what's the fucking difference?
OU8 Man Goo?
Yeah, something like that. Would you rather stay in a hotel room with Keith Moon, but he's dressed up as a French maid, or get arrested with Vince Neil and end up on the front page of Time magazine?
I'd be with Keith Moon. Keith Moon was fucking awesome. And we trashed that room together. You know,
if you hang out with Vince Neil, you might get in a car with him, and
you might not survive.
I heard
you'll end up on the front of Time magazine, but you'll be dead.
Yes, I heard an interview with Roger Daltrey saying that, they didn't really know this back then, but Roger Daltrey was saying Keith Moon was autistic. You just couldn't, back then you couldn't see. He said that Keith Moon one time on the 20th floor of some hotel was on top of the air conditioner outside of the room, dancing on top of the air conditioner 20 stories high. And then there was another story. He said that they were going to an airport and they're very late. And Keith's like, oh, no, you got to go back to the hotel. I forgot something. Now it's so important. They're like, come on, Keith, we're late. He goes, no, this is very important. So they had to turn around, go to the hotel. Keith ran upstairs, ran back downstairs. He goes, oh, thank God it's going. He's like, well, what'd you forget? He goes, I forgot to break the TV.
They didn't call him Moon the Loon for nothing.
Yeah.
Better live album, Humble Pie Rockin' the Fillmore or The Who live at Leeds? I didn't hear either one of those.
Live at Leeds. I love Rockin' the Fillmore. I do love it, but live at Leeds, like, it predates Black Sabbath, and I'm not saying it's the birth of metal, but it's pretty fucking heavy, man. If you listen to Live at Leeds, that's a heavy album for the time, as heavy as Led Zeppelin 1 easily.
Tony, get Ralph on Rock Fantasy one time.
Yeah, we got to get you in one night.
Hey, whenever, man. You know me, man. I'm a whore.
Hello, gentlemen. And he uses that term loosely, I would assume. What albums did you crank up today? Today's jams for him was Screaming for Vengeance by Judas Priest and Brutal Planet by Alice Cooper.
Well, all I did today when I drove to the hospital and back, I have my iPod shuffle. So I can tell you I heard Kansas. Hey, oddly enough, I'm wearing a Kansas.
There you are, wearing it. Yeah.
I heard The Wall by Kansas. I heard Where the Slime Lived from Morbid Angel. I'm trying to think. Rack my brain. Oh, Triumph, Suitcase Blues. Some good stuff, because my iPod Shuffle is the greatest radio station on the planet. No XM radio or Spotify can outdo my kick-ass fucking. Our cover of Black Widow came on my iPod today too.
Cool. Oh, really? Wow. Yeah. Very cool. Very cool.
You guys will laugh, but so today on the way to and from work in the car, I listened to the first Bon Jovi record because I got the remaster and it's got the demos, and that's what I listened to, were the demos on the way to work and back. And of course, when I'm at work today, we just play whatever is on a YouTube shuffle. I think we heard the Lamb Lies Down from Genesis today, and some Animals as Leaders, and whatever was just kind of playing in the background at work. I didn't really go back and just pick something today at all. Actually, Sabbath live from Radio City Music Hall was one that played today as well that we listened to.
I was over at my friend's house from work, and he gave me this bag and this is full of all these bootleg like concert shows and stuff like that. So I was going through some of them, and one I picked out today was Anthrax and Megadeth.
Audio or video?
Video. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
So what period were those? Like,
I don't know because it was written on the disc, but I didn't really read it.
I mean, you watched some of them, right? So was it like Marty Fried?
I only watched that one. You know what? I was listening to the audio because I have a Bose system and it wasn't hooked up to the television, so I could at least hear it. But they were playing older Anthrax songs, so I'm guessing around when was "I'm the Man" out? Because that was like the last song they played.
I was thinking it may have been from like Clash of the Titans period or something where they toured together, you know.
Yeah, it could have been around that period of time. I don't know, but it was a pretty good show. Megadeth was sounding really good. What did I leave off? Who had better range, Halford or Ian Gillan? Halford.
Well, Ian Gillan in his younger days, nobody screamed like that. You know?
Yeah, no.
Yeah, annoying.
1970, White's Halford. Listen to Child in Time from 1970.
Yeah,
it's the extreme high note. Halford could hit it, but not with that much grit. I mean, Gillan.
I think Halford did it longer. He carried on with it longer.
It was a little cleaner too. When Halford was cleaner, where when Ian Gillan did, it sounded like he was just tearing his throat about.
It's like we've said, you know, Born Again. There you go. It's probably the most wicked screams ever recorded.
Yeah, I think the greatest, the most demented screams ever caught on tape are on Disturbing the Priest, especially toward the end of that song. How he ends it when he goes, ah! After all those high notes, he's like, ah! That's why that is my favorite fucking album from Black Sabbath after the Ozzy stuff. And I love, believe me, I love Dio. Then I'll put Heaven and Hell and Mob Rules. But man, Born Again to me, my favorite without Ozzy. And it had Bill Ward.
Interesting. I can't get into it. Chic Your Booty album versus Metal by Pink Floyd. Never heard of either.
I love both. I'm going to slightly go with Frank Zappa. And the only reason I'll go with Frank Zappa on this, because it's a double album, so it has more awesome tunes. But man, One of These Days and Echoes.
Metal.
Yeah, Metal is amazing. That's an amazing album.
I love that. What's the song? Fearless.
Yeah,
Metal. That's a great one. Yeah, I'm not a big Zappa guy, but I like the Metal album for sure. I mean, like I said, that's one I used to put on to kind of wind down sometimes in the evenings. You know.
Yeah, that album's pretty fucking awesome. You know that. I mean, there's a lot of good because it's a double album. Broken Hearts Are for Assholes. That's an awesome song. Bobby Brown is like, dude, you can never get away with a song like Bobby Brown today. I'll recite some lyrics from Bobby Brown. Hey there, people, I'm Bobby Brown. They say I'm the cutest boy in town. My car is fast, my teeth are shiny. I tell all the girls they can kiss my hiney. Here I am at a famous school. I'm dressing sharp and I'm acting cool. I got a cheerleader here, wants to help with my papers. Let her do all the work and maybe later I'll rape her. You can't get away with shit like that now.
Not today.
And there's another killer song called Jewish Princess and Your Mama. Your Mama is a really cool chill tune that shows off how amazing Frank Zappa was on guitar, because that guy could shred. He was amazing. So yeah, I gotta go with Chic Your Booty, even though I love that.
Ralph, being a big fan as you are, I'm surprised that Cheap Trick 77 didn't make your top 10 debut albums list.
You know what? Okay. Funny you mentioned that, because after I put up my top 10 favorite debut albums, I saw somebody post it on Facebook, something totally different. Hey, you know, the first Cheap Trick album, I was like, I can't believe I forgot to put the Cheap. So yeah. And Cheap Trick's debut album would be pretty high on my list. So yeah, you're right. I can't believe I forgot to, dude. It's supposed to be in there. I fucked up. You know, when I did my top favorite live albums, I forgot to mention UFO, Strangers of the Night. And people were attacking me, and I'm like, yes, attack me. I deserve it.
That's one of my top two.
I love that one. I love it.
What do you people think of Ace's new song, Walk on the Moon? I never even bothered to listen to it.
Sucks.
I watched the video the other night, and it's just I like the first song, the 10,000 volts. That's
that one I like.
yeah.
Not a fan. Watch whoever asked that yesterday. I put up a video on
BJ.
The Only News That Matters that I put up yesterday. I talked about the new video and even showed clips of the video as I talked about it.
Wow, there's a question from me here. Wayne, what is your favorite Halloween album with Andy Dearest? That would be Better Than Raw.
Really?
Yes. It's a very raw sounding album. It's heavy.
Say,
every song on it is like awesome.
I would say, even though he didn't ask me, which I thought was very
No, rude. He just asked me. So
yeah, it's rude. He doesn't ask me and Tony this. But I'll say Time of the Oath.
Okay.
The only one I ever had with him was it Master of the Rings?
Master of the Rings, yeah.
Yeah. I remember I had the Castle 2-disc version, and it had him doing Cold Sweat from Thin Lizzy on the bonus track.
Yeah. And I got that, and the other one they do, I Stole Your Love.
Mm-hmm. They had that metal jukebox CD. I still have that. That was some cool covers. Locomotive Breath.
Great ABBA cover on that album.
Yes, they did a very good cover of that.
Lay Your Hands on Me. Awesome. Loved it.
Yeah, good stuff. But that's my favorite era of Halloween. I love that era. Chris from 74 to 84-ish was great after 84. No, thank you. Kiss debut box set or AC/DC High Voltage debut box set. I'm gonna go to Kiss debut.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, me too.
If they did a High Voltage box set, it would pretty much be High Voltage and the TNT record, probably.
Yeah, pretty much. Quiet Riot or Twisted Sister? Twisted Sister.
Twisted Sister.
No contest there.
SMF for life.
Yeah. 5 favorite live AC/DC bootlegs or live deep cut songs, Tony, Wayne, and Ralph.
I don't know where it's from, but I have this really awesome AC/DC bootleg from the really early years where they play. Oh, what's the name of that song? Not Squealer, but the other song that's kind of like Squealer. Well, I met her in the garden, right beneath the old apple tree. What's the name of that song?
I know. Love at First Feel.
Manny would know.
No. If I keep singing, I'll probably remember. You guys keep talking. I'm gonna figure.
Keep singing.
Looking as cool as can be.
I'm trying to sing it too, and I can't remember. It's not Squealer.
It's not Squealer because it has that bass and singing.
Yeah.
But I can't remember the name of the goddamn song, man.
So it has to be live. I love the live version of the Jack where he changes the lyrics.
Yeah, I love it too. Also, there's my friend had it on vinyl. Not many vinyl were pressed live in Atlantic.
Oh, yeah.
It was an actual official release, but
promo only. Yeah,
promo only. My friend had that's a show. That one ended up on Bonfire on CD.
Yeah. I had a chance to buy one of those years ago, and it was so beat up I didn't buy it. The record was just in horrible condition. But I found there's a counterfeit version of it out that I picked out.
Soul Stripper.
Soul Stripper. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. That's the song. It's an old fucking show with that song played on it. Awesome. That's my favorite AC/DC bootleg I own.
Thoughts on Phil Rudd not being able to be on drums for AC/DC? He's not able. He's only not able to be on drums in the U.S. live, right?
I don't know. I really don't know. I think that's the deal, but who knows? I mean, hey, Malcolm's not there, man. Now Cliff Williams is not there. Fuck it.
No, it's just the Angus show.
I've got this one, and it says it's from the old Wardolph in San Francisco in 1977, but they do Up to My Neck in You.
I have that on vinyl.
Yeah.
Doesn't it has Kicked in the Teeth again as well?
Yeah, it sure does.
I have that on vinyl actually.
I got 2 or 3 live vinyls, some on vinyl that are live shows that just came out recently that I got from a dude in a trade. I've never had a chance to really go through and listen to them yet, but I think that might be one of them. Yeah.
Tony, what's your favorite Lawton era Uriah Heep deep cut tracks?
Like I said, Woman of the Night, definitely. The Fallen Angel is probably my favorite album with him. I do like Firefly too. The song Firefly is great. I mean, some of the stuff like the ballad, was it Come Back Again? God, he sings that with so much passion. It's such a great song. Some cool Hanging Tree, another one, great Hanging Tree.
People asking about the Tony Martin box set that comes out in May, right?
I don't know, but I can't wait. I'm buying it.
Yeah,
wait for that pre-order because I'm ready. I'm ready to throw money at that shit.
Yeah, I'm hoping it's gonna happen. I hope it's got all the albums in it and it's not just some sort of compilation of songs from the albums and that's it.
Tony Iommi said it. The Tony Martin box set.
Yeah, it's definitely coming. So
yeah.
Best Motorhead album post 1916.
Sacrifice. That's my favorite one.
I would probably go with Sacrifice as well. I really like that. Well, I don't know. I like Bastards a lot too. I forget that's a couple down. Bastards is a good one. But out of the later day stuff from like the 90s and later 90s, I'd have to go with Sacrifice for sure.
I'm going Bastards. I love the sound of that album. Sounds really good.
We Are Motorhead's another good one.
Yeah, We Are Motorhead would be my second favorite.
See, where did I leave off here? How come All Moving Parts Stand Still by Sabbath gets no love? I don't know.
You know what that song's about? It's crazy. By the way, I love that song. It used to be my favorite on Technical XC, but now it's You Won't Change Me, but it's still a close second. But that song is about the president of the United States that's also a transvestite. That's what that song's about. And you know what's funny about it was they did a radio, they were playing that live and everything. And they did a radio interview with Geezer and Ozzy. And when they talked about that song, Geezer goes, yeah, that's a song I wrote about the United States president that's a transvestite. And Ozzy's like, what? He didn't even know all this time.
West Nation says Cry of Love fucking rules. And yes, they do. I just saw his comment down here. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that band, but they're from North Carolina. Great band.
Thoughts on Dayglow Abortions? You ever hear of them? I have.
No.
Nope. Heard the name, never heard of
heard the name. Song battle: Crapsody in Blue versus Real Me.
Oh, Real Me. By far. You're talking about the Who versus the AC/DC song?
I guess I'd never heard The Real Me, so I don't know.
The Real Me. Can't you see the Real Me?
The one that Wasp covered.
Wasp covered.
No.
You don't know that song, Wayne?
Not off the top of my head, no. I have no idea.
But if it's the Who song, that's what wins for sure.
You're a drummer. You don't know Keith Moon.
I'm not a Who fan, so I couldn't tell you.
You poor soul.
Yep. Here's another band I don't like. Thoughts on the new Rolling Stones album?
I liked it. I thought it was pretty good. Not bad.
I haven't heard it. I mean, I've just heard a couple of tracks from it.
I enjoyed it.
Ralph, I'm assuming you're a member of Bunny's awesome YouTube channel. Do you think Zeno was a good frontman?
Yeah, I liked him. Bunny is so awesome, dude. I mean, well, actually, in real life, he's a prick because I met him. But still, man, online, he's God because he keeps putting up these rare cheap trick shows on his YouTube. You know, it's part of his Bunny, because Bunny used to sell CDs called Bunny's Basement. It was all these rare cheap trick shows or unreleased songs, which they have millions of unreleased songs. And yeah, Bunny Carlos is kicking ass, man. I love his YouTube channel.
I miss not seeing him with the band. Okay, Ralph, for Zappa beginners, what are 5 albums worth checking out?
For Zappa, Ian's better for this because there's a lot of Zappa that goes way over my head. But I'll tell you the ones I like is, of course, Chic or Booty would be my favorite. Overnight Sensation, Apostrophe, and Zoodalores. Those 4. All right, and you want to throw in another one, Freak Out. That's it. Everything else. He released a lot of albums, for example.
He did. And Greg from my show, he's a huge Zappa fan. He's nuts about Zappa. He's tried to show me some things. Is another thing I cannot get into. I just can't.
Well, Zappa really is.
It's not for everybody.
It's an acquired taste.
Yes, very acquired.
Do you like the first 2 Alice Cooper group albums?
No.
Yeah, that are kind of, Zappa had something to do with those.
Yeah,
Pretty For You and Easy Action. I own them, but I'm not a fan.
Yeah.
Easy Action's the better of the 2.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Were any of you 3 fans of the Headbangers Ball MTV show back in the day?
Oh, of
they
course.
didn't get to New Zealand.
I feel it's overrated. It's an overrated show because they would play Poison and Bon Jovi.
Oh my God, yes.
But
it was all we had.
I was never home on Saturdays. I was a bad boy doing a lot of drugs at the time. But before I would take those drugs, I would set my VCR to record Headbangers Ball so I could watch it the next day on Sunday with that fast forward button.
Oh yeah.
And you'll get 2 or 3 really kick-ass videos.
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to do that as well. And I had 2 VCRs. So I would record it and then I'd go back the next day and keep all the videos that I wanted. Just dub them to another tape.
I did
the same thing.
I used to have 6 or 8 tapes around here just full of music videos. And they were all in recorded in like 6-hour speed. So there's just tons of stuff on them.
Yeah, I would watch it. I would rarely there'd be a good interview with Billy Milano or Nuclear Assault.
Yeah.
But really,
I always like the one where they couldn't find a host for the longest time. Remember before they got Ricky Rackman, because they had Adam Curry for a while. But I love that one where Guns N' Roses was in the studio with that dude and they just start dismantling the set. That is just great. The look on his face is priceless because he don't know what to do.
Oddly enough, that guy's name was Smash.
Really?
Yeah, that was his name, and he did like maybe 2 shows and he was gone.
Yeah, well, he let them. They probably said, "You let Guns N' Roses tear up the studio, so you're fired."
But usually, I mean, when I'd come home and then watch the Headbangers Ball, and the stuff I would put on, the best stuff would be like maybe 2-3 videos tops.
Remember when Tom G. Warrior was on there with Adam Curry and they looked the same?
Yeah,
really?
Yeah. I was during the Cold Lake era.
Yeah.
Wow. And here's a tidbit about Adam Curry. He's a multi-billionaire today because he invented the podcast.
Well, good for him, man.
But by accident, he invented the podcast. He's a multi-billionaire now.
Yeah. Well, good. It's a good thing Ricky Rackman stole his job.
Yeah. Ricky Rackman, telling you if you want fries with that.
Yeah.
he tried to revive this show, and I guess it's on YouTube or whatever, but I don't think it really did anything.
Well, Ricky lives in North Carolina now. I've seen him out at some shows. He comes to a lot of shows around, so I've run into him a couple of times. And he's doing this tour where he just like a spoken word thing, trying to tell stories. And he should. He's got great stories. He was there, man.
But I remember my first, discovering the show was when Megadeth was on there and they were doing the Rock in Rio thing. And I was a huge Megadeth fan. And I think they were also working on, or maybe it could have been a totally different episode, but the Countdown to Extinction album. And those are always my favorites. And then the Alice in Chains episodes were always my favorites because they always had some parks or something.
Good. Both the Alice in Chains episodes are classics.
Oh, they're the best.
But that Ricky the Poser thing you made, though, is still one of the funniest things ever, man. Especially the Tommy Lee part. God, it killed me.
if he only knew, because when we were at Rocket Pod, he was right next to me the whole time. I was like, he only knew. Oh my God, I made that video.
Yeah.
If you look at the history of Jack Off. When Ricky Rackman came into my radar was Decline of Western Civilization. He had the big poofy hair, the lip gloss. You know, and then when grunge came in, he got all grungy. And then when Green Day came in, he was saying, you know, I was really a punk rocker, not really metal.
Yeah, he was flip-flopped.
I can't.
Yeah, I can't say nothing bad about him. He helped me discover a lot of bands. So I don't know.
He didn't help you do shit.
Yes, he did.
No, he didn't. He had nothing to do with the videos they played. Nothing at all. He said it many times. You know.
Well, the show did.
The show did.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Merciful Fate versus Venom versus Bathory versus Celtic Frost versus Hellhammer. Merciful Fate.
Merciful Fate is my favorite band of all time with Black Sabbath, so obviously I go with them.
Yeah.
I'm not a big Hellhammer fan. I love Celtic Frost.
I don't know why people make such a big deal about them. They were only around. They only did that one thing.
You know, we talked about that the other night when we did that show, and we talked about the EP. I mean, I think it's a groundbreaking EP as far as it's really one of the first really raw, extreme recordings. I mean, you had Venom, of course, but this was like scary, you know, type stuff, you know, but they refined it when Morbid Tales came out. It was just so much more refined for what they did. But it's just funny that Tom talked shit about Hellhammer and how he was embarrassed by it and everything else, and now he goes out and plays it, you know.
Right.
But you know, the band is very influential to what became Norwegian black metal. So I'm sure, you know, he finally embraced it, and I'm glad he's doing it. I mean, I got that live Hellhammer set for Christmas, and
I just bought that record.
It sounds so much better live. They sound more like Celtic Frost when performed live.
Very cool. Yeah, I just bought that vinyl last week, and I haven't listened to it yet, but I really want to.
What, Morbid Tales?
No, the live show.
Triumph of Death.
Triumph of Death. Yes, that's
it sounds amazing. And they even, you know, I think they do a Celtic Frost song. I can't remember which one it is. Return to the Eve, maybe, or something.
Very cool. One of these days I'll listen to it. Has anybody made more great music than Kiss with some of the worst people possible?
What?
Has anybody made more great music than Kiss with some of the worst people possible?
To me, if it's not 70s Kiss, it's Diet Kiss. I'm sorry. That's how I feel. I don't hate it. I love 80s Kiss, a lot of it I hate. But 70s Kiss to me was especially, well, no, not especially, because I love Dynasty. All the way up to Dynasty. You know, but, you know, Love Gun Down is all original memory. But I did love Dynasty. I'll give a pass to
Dynasty. Is really good.
Yeah, I love that album. So, you know, I love 70s Kiss. I think 80s Kiss, it's good, but no, not even close to 70s Kiss, in my opinion.
Like both. There's stuff I like about both eras. You know,
580
I'm more rooted in 70s Kiss.
Yeah. 580 songs that still suck today, pop or metal.
God, I can go on. Wang Chung, everybody Wang Chung.
Shut up about Wang Chung. I love that song.
Everybody Wang Chung tonight.
Yes.
That Trickster song, Give Head to Me Good.
Yeah. We Give the City to Rock and Roll.
Oh, that's the worst song ever. Yeah. Good Lord. This guy told me once that he thought when he was a kid, he thought that song said, "We built this city on the wrong damn road."
There's so many. I don't know.
Yeah,
I can't think of those. I can't think of the top of my head because I don't listen to them.
Yeah, there is.
I love Wang Chung, man. Come on.
Dude, everything that came after 84 for me was a downgrade. Yes, Rain and Blood's awesome. All that shit's awesome, but 84 down. You know, especially pop. I love pop music. Fucking Talking in Your Sleep by the Romantics.
My son loves that song, by the way.
Fucking Ilea, Donnie Iris.
Hey, I love Rick Springfield. So
Billy Squire was kicking ass.
Billy Squire's great. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of those early 80s pop shit. I loved it, man.
Pat Benatar.
Yeah, I love Thriller. I love Michael Jackson's Thriller too.
I can't listen to that now.
But you know, after 84, I'm talking about pop. There's great metal.
Oh, here's a bad one. Rock Me Amadeus. That's a fucking terrible song.
Yeah, that sucked. And the Ritz, put it on the Ritz. That one sucked. Bump, 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 ba-dum, ba-dum.
I liked it when I was younger.
I like the After the Fire version of his song of Der Kommissar better than the Falco version.
All I know is Wang Chung sucks. Everybody have fun tonight.
You look like the video too. Your head, the way it's moving.
Everybody have fun.
You know what a cool video was that I saw the other day? I hadn't seen in forever. Was old MTV.
Seven Angel Tyrant of the Throne.
Rocket by Herbie Hancock with the robots.
Oh yeah.
That was crazy. I had not seen it in years. Somebody shared it on Facebook. I was like, God, I haven't watched this in years. Almost as good as Fish Heads.
Oh, Barnes and Barnes. and he's the infamous, when he was a little kid, he was on Lost in Space, but my favorite role was in Twilight Zone. I'm sending you to the cornfield. You're a bad, bad man. That is one of the killerest Twilight Zones ever.
Livewire versus Out of the Night.
Oh, Great White?
I guess.
Livewire by what?
I don't know. There's a lot of different live wires, right?
AC/DC.
You know what? Livewire by Motley Crue is better than Out of the Night, but I think I'd give Out of the Night over AC/DC's. And I love Livewire from AC/DC, but I like Great White's. And obviously, I like Motley Crue's Livewire more than AC/DC's version.
Metal Great White was great.
That first album's phenomenal.
Yeah.
Thoughts on G.G. Allen? He's the shits.
All right,
crap.
I don't say this much about people, but he's one guy that I'm glad he's dead. Yeah. And I don't like saying that about anybody, but
I used to buy bootleg videos from this dude, and he would shoot the videos at the concerts, like in Raleigh, like all the death metal shows that came through in the early 90s. And whatever room was left at the end of the tape, he'd always throw something like really obscure on there, something gross. And that's the first time I ever saw G.G. Allen. Is that famous concert? It was like multicam where he comes out and he decks the dude in the front row and then he craps on the stage. And I'm just like, oh my God, what's he doing? Oh my God, he's gonna crap.
I thought he had some great songs though, man.
Yeah, some of the songs are just good punk songs. You know,
there was one song I wanted to cover called "Shove That Warren Up Your Ass." That song kicks.
There's a video that's like of him back when he had kind of long hair and stuff. It's almost like New York Dolls sounding stuff.
I have it. I'm quite a, because I was a video collector. I mean, so I have quite a few G.G. Allen songs. And I have the very last show he did that he ended up dying later, which wasn't even much of a show. It was like this craziness, a lot of fighting and stuff. And then they all went into the street and he's walking with a bunch of people from the show, going to some house where he OD'd and died. And
then he's supposed to die on stage, and he
was supposed to kill himself. And then they had footage of his funeral. And he's like in the casket with dirty underwears on, holding
beer bottles, liquor bottles,
liquor.
There's a documentary out. I guess you've probably seen it where they interview his brother and stuff.
Hated. I saw it actually.
This is another one that's come out since Hated. This is more in recent years.
Okay, no, I haven't seen
it's on Tubi. If you got Tubi, you can find it. The still shot for like the thumbnail for it is like a picture of him and Merle, his brother, standing with their mom.
And it's funny because G.G. Allen used to shave this part and leave all this, where his brother would shave all that and just leave his little Hitler mustache. I saw the Hated documentary at a theater here. It was like an art theater where it was actually folding chairs, and I didn't know G.G. Allen then, and this was after he died. And my God, I was like, holy shit. I'm glad. I mean, he used to beat up chicks, man. It's like, fuck that guy. But yeah, and that whole he was on Jerry Springer, I'm the Messiah and all my fans drink my urine, whatever. But he had some good songs. I like some of his songs.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was a genius. If Paul Diano wasn't such a addict and drunk, hold on, let me read that again. If Paul Diano wasn't such a drug addict and drunk, would Maiden still have made it so big? Yes.
Yeah, of course. I mean,
He
look,
was gone by then.
a lot of people don't realize, because a lot of you weren't around back then. Iron Maiden was getting huge with Diano here in the States. You know, they were the buzz. Everybody was talking about Maiden. They were that new band, the new promising band that the next album, I can picture Diano singing Hallowed Be Thy Name. I don't think the rest of Number of the Beast would sound like that, but I can totally hear him do Hallowed Be Thy Name better than Bruce. And I think Maiden would have been huge with Diano. If he was on the straight and narrow, I can't see why not. Diano was fucking awesome. And to this day, I don't think Maiden's done anything as good than what they did with Diano. So yes, my answer is totally. They were on the trajectory. They were going up and up. You know, Maiden and then Killers. It was like, dude, you know, when he was out of the band, that was a shock to me. I was like, fuck. You know, I love that. I love those albums.
Yeah, I would have loved one more Paul Diano led Iron Maiden album.
I would have loved 14 more.
Yeah. What's up, Tony and Ralph? What about me? Fucking rude. I hate the song Invaders.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, that's it. No more. That's it with the questions.
No more questions.
That's it.
Said he hates the song Invaders. I love Invaders.
Oh, I hate that.
Of course you do. That song's fucking terrible.
And I hate Ganglands too.
Yeah, that song's like garbage as well.
I like every song on that album.
That is Brian Slagel's all-time favorite album. Period. And I'm like, and you like Merciful Fate and you're saying this? Weird.
Diano singing Tailgunner.
I don't think
then he would have tried to pull his. He would have been singing like he sang in Killers. He was trying to be Phil and Selma.
By Tailgunner does not sound like it's a cool song, but it doesn't sound like Diano Maiden.
No.
Someone says Attic is a cool newer band. Actually, they're pretty old.
Yeah, I like them.
The guys that sound like King Diamond.
Yeah, they don't really though. The only thing that sounds like King Diamond is the vocals, and it's not even that good. Drifter or Prowler? Prowler.
Yeah, Prowler for sure. Someone said ELP with Cozy Powell or Whitesnake with Cozy Powell.
Where do you see that? Where do you see that at?
I don't even know ELP. I only know.
Hello, I missed that one. I'm sorry.
It never ends. I only know shit like that. And
yeah.
Oh, the lucky man he was.
Yeah, I saw the drummer twice actually, and they did a whole concert ELP stuff. And the two guys that he has with him is a guitar player and a bass player. They're amazing, you know, at what they do and how they mimic the sounds. They don't have a keyboard player. They don't have like a guy playing the Moog or anything. They do it, I guess, with the pedals that they use for their instruments or whatever. And it just sounds.
You're talking about Carl Palmer, right?
Yes, Carl Palmer. Yeah.
I saw Asia, the original lineup of Asia. I guess they got back together. It was about 2010 or something. I saw them, and Carl Palmer was amazing. I mean, he did a lot of times, you know, I don't watch drum solos. I go get a beer or a restroom, and I watched his drum solo. It was incredible. I mean, he's just one of those legendary drummers. You got to watch it, you know.
I love John Wetton.
That show was Steve Howe's guitars were just too clean. He was playing through like these combo amps, and he had hardly any overdrive at all. It just sounded all clean sounding. Like those power chords at the beginning, like Heat of the Moment stuff, were just like bling, 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 bling. And I was like, God, man, I want to go up there and hit his overdrive button, you know.
Matt W., I'm not answering any of your questions because you haven't acknowledged me. Acknowledge me, and then I will answer your question. The Shining or Halloween? I'm going
Shining.
The Shining is my second favorite movie of all time.
Shining's very long. I'm going Halloween. It's a very long movie. Ace Frehley inspired Eddie Van Halen?
No.
I don't. Did on any of those Van Halen covers from shows? I don't think they've ever done any Kiss, have they? That I remember.
Yeah, they did. Van Halen did Rock and Roll
All Night
in the club days. Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't remember them doing anything like any obscure Kiss songs or anything. They would pull out some cool obscure covers on some of those sets.
Iron Maiden Twilight Zone or Rush Twilight Zone. I'm going Maiden.
Oh, I'm going with Rush.
I gotta go Maiden.
I gotta go Rush on that
one. Somebody just said
Golden
Ace.
Earring.
Oh no, there's another band I never liked either.
Golden Earring. Yeah, I like the Twilight Zone by Golden.
Yeah, I like that song. I don't know much about them. They had that one song, "Blinded by the Light," wrapped up like a douche with Michael J. Fox. Yeah, here's something for you.
Kiss. That's Manfred Mann's Earth Band, wasn't it?
Yeah, Kiss, Hotter Than Hell at the Fillmore. That video, they were opening for Manfred Mann.
Wow. Crazy.
Fine, Matt, I'll answer your question. What do you think of the band Fugitive? Never heard of them.
Mm-hmm. You got me.
Good question. Thanks for bringing the whole show down, Matt. Thanks for this live stream, Wayne, Ralph, and Tony. See, BJ acknowledges me. BJ. I'm watching it on Friday afternoon with a beer.
Awesome. Oh, by the way, if you're watching from Australia or something, it's my birthday now.
Oh, happy birthday.
Well, happy birthday, Ralph.
Yeah, my birthday's tomorrow, but I got some messages from people from Australia telling me that it's already my birthday over there.
Wow, congrats. Can we put some like balloons up here or anything?
Yeah, can you do some special effects here or something?
I can do this. Hey, hold on, check it out. Everybody Wang Chung.
Hold up. I'm gonna go get a Hostess cupcake, put a candle in it, bring it in.
I think Eddie spoke about Tony and Angus really inspiring him. Golden Earring. Matt Willer's dick. Drink 13 beers. Matt, well, I don't know what that means. This guy is. Yeah, happy birthday, Ralph. Yeah, that's it. That's it with the questions.
Oh, so you want us to leave? All right. I get this.
We haven't been here for what, like a month?
And man. What the hell?
And this is it? This is what you guys are going to do? You're going to leave us on this?
I guess people just thought we were done doing these things, you know?
Fugitive is made up of members from Power Trip and Creeping Death after Gail died.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Power Trip's awesome.
I thought Power Trip was going to continue on with another singer, but I guess not.
I saw them open up for Iron Reagan.
Mm-hmm.
And they were
that's really good. Yeah, that's Phil and Tony from Municipal Waste is one of their side bands. Yep. Yeah, I saw Power Trip play with someone. I want to say that I saw him play with Exodus at some point.
Genesis Seconds Out or Live at Leeds?
Live.
I don't know that Genesis album, so.
Yeah, I'm not that big into the project.
I love Live at Leeds, though.
Yeah.
I'm not huge on live albums. Pyromania versus Out of the Cellar. Pyromania for me. Out of the Cellar is garbage.
Man, no, Out of the Cellar is awesome, but I got to go with Pyromania as well.
Yeah, I got to pick Pyromania over it.
I love Out of the Cellar. That's an awesome album. But no, tough luck with it.
Is Guy Speranza from Riot most underrated singer ever?
Yeah, you might as well throw Rhett Forrester in the batch too. They were both.
You guys, have any of you guys watched the Riot documentary on YouTube?
Is it out?
Yeah, it's in 4 parts, okay. and they're very, very in depth. I mean, they did a really good job on them. I think the ones that Jimmy K did a few years ago, the Metal Voice did, I thought those were very well done. These are a different take on it because not only do you get the history of the band and all, they actually they were at Keep It True Festival and they interview fans a lot and get the fans' take on it. Some of the fans are pretty funny in it too. Some of the stuff that they say.
I gotta watch it tonight. What's it called? Do you know?
It's called Immortal Soul.
All right, cool.
Like I said, it's in 4 parts.
That was the name of the last album. Mark.
It goes through the first one's the original era, up to when Guy leaves, and the second part is all about Rhett Forrester. And then the third part goes into Thundersteel and the like the Mike DeMeo era and all that, like Nightbreaker and Inishmore and all that, and then they go finish it with what they're doing nowadays.
Giant 5, which I heard a lot of good things about that new album.
The new album is great. So a couple weeks ago, I saw Mike Flitz, the guitarist. He was here in my hometown. He's in a Bee Gees tribute band. He and his wife are both in the group, and he plays guitar. And we met up before the show, hung out for a little while and talked. And he showed me the new video that they were getting ready to put out. He said that they wanted, the last couple have been so much like speed metal, like Thundersteel. They wanted to go back on this one and write some stuff that was more riff oriented, like some of their earlier stuff, But yeah, it's good. I'm looking forward to getting it.
Right on.
Yeah, very cool. Patient number 9 or Carnival of, I'm not going to say what you said here. Carnival of Souls. That's a great album, by the way.
I was talking about that earlier today with a friend. It's okay. I don't hate it, but it's not one I visit a lot. It's probably at the bottom of the list of my favorite Kiss records for sure.
I like that.
Number 9 sucks.
What's that?
Patient number 9's good too, though.
Patient number 9 sucks.
You really don't like it that much, huh?
Carnival of Souls all the way.
Riot versus Anvil. Riot. There's no contest on that.
For sure. Anvil only like the first 3 albums, really.
Thoughts on Anvil releasing the same album every 2 years for over 40 years?
Yeah. Have you ever noticed?
does the same thing.
The clever thing with them is every album title, the first word and the last word start with the same letter, like Metal on Metal, Forged in Fire, Worth the Wait.
I never really realized that.
Every one of them is.
I love that drummer though. He's what's his name?
Rob Reiner.
Rob Reiner, yes.
Not to be confused with Meathead.
Right, yeah. Although he seems like he could be, but he's an awesome drummer.
He's a killer drummer. Ozzy wanted him at one point.
Wow.
Yeah, he'd have been killer in Ozzy.
I always thought he would actually fit really good in Megadeth because he sounds very similar to Carl Samuelson the way he plays.
He's
very
good. He's good. He's good double bass player too. Very good.
Thoughts on the new Saxon? I think we talked about that earlier.
Great.
Mr.
They said
Roboto.
Brian Tatler wrote a good portion of the riffs on that album.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. I can't wait I have that too, so I have to listen to that. Mr. Roboto or Wang Chung tonight? Wang Chung tonight, motherfucker.
Mr. Roboto.
Fuck Mr. Roboto.
Thank you very much, Mr.
Roboto. Power Slave or Number of the Beast?
Power Slave, but sometimes I go back and forth, and I love Peace of Mind, but my favorite with Bruce is Power Slave, but sometimes it's Number of the Beast.
Number of the Beast is my favorite made. So.
I'm going Power Slave. Did you read my Power Slave story the other day, Ralph? I know you did, Tony.
Yeah, about the smudge on the album. That's pretty. I think you really got the record that you.
It has to be. It has to be.
Yeah.
I had my grandfather a long time ago gave me the Power Slave record because he's like, look at this cover. I think this is going to be something you like. And it was Iron Maiden.
Your grandfather bought it and said, I don't know what this is. I thought it was a Bing Crosby album.
Yeah, yeah, he was just like, this looks like something you listen to. So he gave it to me. And I'm like, yeah, it's Iron Maiden. I love that. So I had it for years. And then all of a sudden my record player broke. And by that time, records were gone. Nobody was making records anymore. So I sold it off. And about a few weeks ago, we were doing a Maiden. We did that Maiden show, Tony. And I'm like, I want that Power Slave record back, because I wanted the textured one too, because I wanted that specific one. And I just go on eBay and I happen to put an offer in for one of the records. I finally get it in the mail. I open it up, and on the back is this smudge mark. And it's the exact smudge mark that mine had on it when I used to own it. So what's the chances of me getting the same record again?
He put the photo up of it, and it's like it's not like a misprint. It's like something somebody did and smeared it, and it's like I think he bought the same record.
Yeah, it looks like somebody like painted over, and that's exactly what I remember from when I had it.
Hey, Wayne, when you did that show with Tony, did you call the show "Diet Almost Human Live"?
Yeah, I did. Right. And a lot of people watched that show. If you were on, nobody would have watched it. But since you weren't on, everybody watched it. Yeah, you probably can't see it. But there's a little smudge there. No, you can't see it at all.
No, you can't. But the way I really seriously think you bought your record back.
But I always knew it. I always knew it because the freaking smudge always bothered me because it looked like it was there.
So you were meant to have that album.
I think my grandfather from beyond the grave just knew I was looking for this thing.
That's what it was.
He waited for me to get the right one. And that was it. That's my Power Slave story. Ozzy wanted him and Lemmy wanted Lips. Oh yeah, that's true. You're talking about Anvil. Tony, do you like Immortal?
The only thing I've ever had by them is Sons of Northern Darkness, and I thought it was pretty cool. I think I got a promo copy of it when I was writing for zines. I thought it was pretty cool, but I'm not big into them though.
That's my favorite black metal album. I mean black metal band, but this dude didn't ask me, so fuck him.
I hate when people don't ask. We're all on here together. You ask all of us.
It's my favorite It's my favorite black metal band.
Well, he did actually mention you. He goes, he knows you already like Battles of.
Oh, okay. You're forgiven, dude.
Yeah, all right. That's the Koof Jackson, by the way.
Oh,
yeah. Matt W. His girl just gifted him an original unopened Judas Priest Nostradamus vinyl CD box.
You know what sucks is I bought the box. The Nostradamus box set, new from Best Buy, and I live in Florida. It gets kind of hot here,
right?
Even though my apartment wasn't hot, but for some reason, the plastic that the vinyls were put in got stuck to the vinyl. Now the vinyl's unplayable.
Oh, yeah, that's what happened to most of them. I was at a record show not long ago, and a guy had one for sale that wasn't screwed up, and I wish I had bought it. If I see him again, he still got it. I'll probably get it. But I found my Immortal CD.
Welcome Back, Carter, or WKRP? WKRP in Cincinnati.
Yeah. But Welcome Back, Carter to me is a little more special. But I'm going to give it to WKRP just for the Thanksgiving episode.
Yeah, and a lot of times you see posters and stuff in there. Like I've seen a Riot poster, and of course you see Kiss posters and stuff in there as well. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's a good show. Killers or Last in Line?
Killers.
I got to go Last in Line because I'm such a Dio fan. But I don't know. Killers and Number the Beast have been teeter-totter and is my favorite Iron Maiden for a long time.
The only Dio I'd put over Killers would be Rise. I'd put Rising, Heaven and Hell, Mob Rules over it. I wouldn't put
Holy Diver.
I wouldn't put Holy Diver over it. I love Holy Diver, but no, Killers. I gotta say, Mob Rules, Heaven and Hell, and Rising beat the fuck out of Killers.
Is that your dog chewing on a toy, Tony? I hear squeaking. How is your dog doing, by the way? Are they winning this contest or what?
Yeah, I think it ends tonight, the first round, and he's in the running. I think he's been bouncing between 1 and 2.
Really? Okay.
First and second place. So,
well, how can we get that up there? Where do people go to put a vote in for that dog?
America's Favorite Pet. So I have to send you a link, and you have to put it down in the comments because there's several more rounds of voting. But yeah. Are
you gonna win money if he wins?
Yeah. He I tell her to put his battle vest on and bring him in, but I don't know. She's probably going to bed right now.
Well, everybody go to Tony's Facebook page and look for the link, and it'll be there. Click on the link.
I have our little dog Reaper. He wears his metal battle vest with his Merciful Fate Dio patches.
I'm going Killers, I guess. Yeah, that's tough, man. Those are really good albums, but I like Maiden more than Dio. Danzig's Man Tits versus Joe Lynn Turner's Wig. I'm going to go with the wig.
Turner's wig.
Go with the wig.
I didn't know Joe Lynn Turner wore a wig till way later. That's how clueless I was.
I didn't know until he showed that he didn't wear a wig. I
knew.
Someone that toured with him years ago told me, and I was like, really? Wow, well, whatever,
I didn't know. I didn't know until I heard maybe like 20 years ago online that he was completely bald since the 70s.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Because I was, he was in that band Fandango back in the 70s, and he was wearing one then. He said when he finally came out about it, he said that he dealt with it since he was in his teens.
It's so funny. People are so fixated on hair. Like when Ralphie, you shaved your head. I mean, how did you feel?
I loved having my shaved head.
Yeah.
I really did.
Rubbing it.
I loved it. I thought it was awesome, but it's not something. My dad, the other day, I took him to get his haircut, and he didn't tell me to shave it, but he was begging me. I was like, I can't, Pop. I shaved it complete. I had him in mind because my dad hates long hair.
Yeah.
I was like, boy, this will make him happy.
Yeah.
I just had this weird thing that lasted like 2 days. Like one day I was like, I'm going to think about this for a week. If I should shave my head or not. Then the next day I woke up, I'm like, fuck that. I'm going to go shave my head. And it was pouring rain. And I still got in my car, went to the barber shop and had them shave my head completely bald. And I absolutely loved it. Then like a couple months later, I was missing my long hair. So it's getting there. It's starting to get kind of long, almost touching my shoulders.
I don't miss it. I always had wavy hair and it was always getting tangled and all that shit. And I was just like, I'm done with this shit. And I really didn't lose my hair, just like up in like the middle, like everything else was fine, but like it was enough to like get rid of it. I like it now. I get up and I'm done. I got to go to work. Less maintenance. What do you think of the cover bands charging $50 a ticket to play live in New York?
Yeah. I wouldn't even go see a cover band. I'd go see them for free. Like I saw the Van Halen cover band. Well, I seen 2 Van Halen cover bands. One was good. The other one had they played some Sammy stuff in the middle of the show. I was like, oh, you got to be kidding me. This ain't no Van Halen tribute. It's a Van China tribute. Fuck you.
There's a band, cover band that plays around here, and they wear luchador masks. They're called O. Elmore. People love them. The guys at my work, they will actually probably pay $50. They might be $50. I don't know, but apparently they're that good that people love them that much, and they sell out all the time.
They play Van Halen.
They play everything. They just whatever popular songs. They just pick anything.
The other Van Halen band, I think they were called Unchained. They were good, and the singer he's very built like how Dave was. He had the same, but the one weird thing about it though, he had a fucking tramp stamp.
Is that the one called Completely Unchained?
Yeah, that one.
Did they have Zoltan Chaney playing drums when you saw him?
I don't remember, but you know who they had on bass?
You would have remembered that.
You know who was on bass? Oh yeah, Zoltan's great.
Yeah.
You know who they had on bass? The guy that was in Cities.
Oh yeah.
He played bass.
Lou, yeah.
And I think he played bass in Anvil for a little bit, right?
He did. He has an Iron Maiden tribute in New York called Live After Death. Yeah.
Yeah, my friend David Scott told me, dude, there's Van Halen, and it was a free show in Hollywood. Come to Hollywood, there's a Van Halen tribute, and they got the bass player of Cities. I was like, oh, I'm there.
Yeah. When I went to see him when he played with Anvil and got him to sign my Cities CD and stuff. But Zoltan Chaney plays drums and Completely Unchained. And have you ever seen him, Wayne? He's the drummer that plays with Vince Neil that does all the tricks. And
he's insane.
He is insane. I don't think he is not technically proficient as a drummer, but he has great timing. His timing is just perfect, so he can do all this shit and never screw up. I used to see him in club bands because he lived in the Carolinas back in.
Is that the drummer at the Wrong Gig guy?
No,
it's a different guy. Okay.
No, this guy Zoltan. But like I said, I used to see him in club bands, and he had like a jungle gym drum kit whenever he had the cages back in the day, and he could hit his cymbals and they'd flip around, and he was a one-man show in his own. But yeah, killer drummer, cool guy too.
Not too many drummers like that anymore.
Wrong Gig, dude. That guy's hilarious.
Okay, that's funny shit.
He was on an episode of The Office that I saw not long ago.
Yeah. Misty Mountain Hop versus Air Dance. Air Dance. No.
Never cared much for Misty Mountain Hop.
No. I like it, but no, Air Dance by far.
Tony Martin or Ray Gillen on Eternal Idol?
Tony Martin, hands down. And Tony Martin, here's the thing that gets me. How people say Ray Gillen is the best one. Dude, Tony Martin all he did was rip off Ray Gillen. When I interviewed Tony Martin, he told me Tony Iommi wanted me to sing it like Ray Gillen.
Just like it. Yep.
And the thing is, Ray Gillen did a great job, but the production, the demo quality, it's not as kick ass.
No, it's not. It's not punchy at all.
Yeah, Tony kicks ass. Definitely a better, and people are, Ray Gillen, he's dead, and it's demos. It has to be better. No, man. Tony Martin owns it. Now, if Ray Gillen would have stayed in the band and done the album properly, maybe it would have been Ray Gillen. But no, judging by these demos and what Tony Martin did, which, by the way, Ray Gillen does appear on Eternal Idols on the song Nightmare. The laughing during Nightmare, they kept that from the demo of Ray Gillen.
Oh, cool. Atheist Piece of Time album, is it thrash or death metal?
It's a little more technical, right?
It's technical death metal.
Technical death metal, yeah.
Yeah.
Wayne, I know you hate black metal. Well, I think you do. You never mention any black metal bands. That's not true. I like Dimmu Borgir. I like, what's the other band? God
damn. I Dimmu Borgir once.
I can't think of the other band. Shit, no.
Ghost.
No, it's not. Living Color.
Emperor.
Yeah, Living Color.
Emperor, yes. Emperor is the other band I was trying to think
of. I love Emperor.
I can't think of any.
I love early Dark Funeral too.
Yeah, not bad. Yeah, I'm not too much into the black metal stuff.
I'm first wave black metal.
Yeah.
Heavy metal. What happened? What? That is your favorite album. Heather Thomas or Christy Brinkley from the 80s?
Heather Thomas.
Christy Brinkley.
Yeah, I think I'll go with Christy Brinkley because she's the one in Vacation, right?
She's the one that married Billy Joel.
Yeah, that's the girl from Vacation.
Uptown Girl.
Yeah, where Chevy Chase was in the pool with her. Yeah, I'll go with it.
Come on, I lost the fucking thing here. WKRP did an episode on the Who's Cincinnati tragedy.
Yes, they sure did. Yeah.
How long will Kerry King's new band lineup last before someone gets sick of him? At least one album.
Well, we'll see how it does.
It's already done. So
if it
someone you missed here, Wayne, Warren DeMartini or George Lynch, who's the better guitarist?
Wow. That's a tough one. You know what? Overall, I'd go Warren DeMartini, but goddamn, what George Lynch did on Tooth and Nail, the song Tooth and Nail, and Don't Close Your Eyes.
Yeah. Lynch would probably get my vote, but the only thing I can say, I think Warren plays things like he did on the album. Lynch never plays anything the same way twice.
Lynch too. Another thing, I got to say, the last time I saw Warren DeMartini, I almost cried how bad he was.
Oh, he was terrible. The last time I saw Rat was at M3 when they had the most of the original lineup back together. Everybody except Bobby Spitzer, and of course Robin wasn't there. But yeah, he was bad. He was almost like he had this whole like clinky noodling thing going on. It just was not good.
Yeah, I saw it too in Florida, and that shit sucked. But George Lynch is one of these guys that it's hit and miss with me. Sometimes he's awesome when I see him live.
I've seen him.
Sometimes he sucked live. Yeah. So, but I mean, I'm gonna have to go with. Man, that's tough, dude. I'll tell you this right now, it probably won't be popular. I like Jake Lee more than both of them. But I love Warren DeMartini. I love George Lynch.
Yeah, love what they recorded.
Yeah.
Yeah. Someone asked, were the Firm good live?
I was at a Firm concert without a ticket, and it was sold out, and I couldn't get in. I was actually there in the parking lot.
I didn't like the album.
I didn't either.
But I wonder I guess they played some Zeppelin and Bad Company in concert, maybe. I don't know. Who knows?
I don't know.
Have you ever watched that Blue Murder concert that's on YouTube in Japan? They had to play like 90 minutes, so they're playing Whitesnake and Rod Stewart songs. They even play a Firm song. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just remembered another black metal band, Iotunn, Iotunn. Very, very good black metal band. And they're pretty new too, last couple of years. So check those guys out. They're really good. Where did we leave off, Tony?
1349 is a good one. Watain is all right.
Saw them open for Watain playing.
He said the Koof Jackson says now he knows what to get you on CD and vinyl, because if you only own one album at the heart of winter, and I thought you owned everything. I don't know what that.
No, I'm not that big into black metal myself, so it's just, some of it's okay. Like I said, I'm more first wave black metal, meaning Merciful Fate and Venom.
You like the earlier stuff.
Yeah.
Warren DeMartini or George Lynch? Who's the better guitar? Oh, you did that one already.
Where were you, Wayne?
No, my computer froze.
Oh.
Thing froze up. Rainbow debut versus Pink Floyd debut. Rainbow.
Yeah, Rainbow for sure.
I like Piper the Gates of Dawn, but bro, Self-Portrait, Catch the Rainbow, 20th Century Greensleeves, Snake Charmer, get the fuck out of here. That album rules.
Yeah. Tony, you'll know this one. Which Pat Travers album features Nickel McBrain on drums?
The first two, I believe.
Yeah. Putting It Straight and Making Magic.
Yeah, right here. Yeah, they're in this.
There you go.
Yeah, I saw kind of a reunion. Down here they have Nico McBrain has the Rock and Roll Ribs restaurant, and every year they have a concert that they, set up outside. And one year Pat Travers showed up, and they had kind of like a mini reunion, and Ripper Owens was there, and rock and roll. And dude, let me tell you, man, I never tasted better ribs.
I want to go there, man.
And the memorabilia, all in it is awesome. All the Maiden albums, gold albums, and stuff. They even have one of the mummies from the stage props.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's a great restaurant.
What funny shit did he say to you when he? Oh, I don't think this is for us. What is the best cover band you guys have seen live?
Made of Metal. There's a local band down here. I was even part of some of their shows. Like I did, when they did Metallica, I did. What did I do? Damage Inc. and Whiplash, and I did Alice in Hell with them once. They're really, really a very tight band that, when Nicky McBrain does his McBrain damage, he uses them. Mike on guitar and Pat on drums, and just amazing, amazing musicians. So that would be my favorite cover band, Made of Metal from South Florida. But I gotta bring up, man, God, I don't remember the name of them, but I saw this tribute band once that blew my mind. All they did was they played Volume 4 from Black Sabbath, but it was reimagined. They did it their way, and it was fucking amazing. And I filmed it, but I don't remember the name of the band now. But they were amazing because they covered Volume 4, but they didn't play it like Sabbath. But the way they did play it was fucking amazing.
There's been some that I'd love to see. I mean, not just tribute. Have you heard of the band Hairball?
No.
It's a metal cover band. But they have two lead singers. They'll come out and they'll do costume changes. So whatever, the band is just like who they are, and then the singers come out like when they do Working for the Weekend. The guy comes out like Mike Reno. When they do We're Not Gonna Take It, he comes out in a full Dee Snider costume. Guy comes out as a Brian Johnson. Guy comes out in full Paul Stanley costume, and there's a YouTube video of when the bomb went off and his wig caught on fire. I
saw that.
Yeah, that's Hairball, because the guitar player in Hairball was in Fozzy with Chris Jericho at one point years ago. But yeah, they're cool. I'd love to see them. But we have a long running one here called Lex Luthor. It's been around since the '80s, and they're just a great metal cover band. They play everything, from Metal Church to Judas Priest and Maiden and all that and all. And I want to check out. There's one from up north called Denim and Leather.
Mm-hmm.
That Facebook friend of mine, Jeff, is his band, and they're like a big metal, duo. Bobby Lucas that sings for Attacker is their lead singer. I think Ronnie Monroe from Metal Church used to sing for him at one point as well. Yeah, seen some videos. They're really cool, and there's a lot of good tribute bands out there, but there's some crappy ones out there as well.
Which ones?
I hate it when you go see a tribute band and everybody's like trying to be the character, and you've got the one guy that won't participate. He won't wear the wig or something, and it's just like, why are you in the band?
It's a killer cover band, Max Sabbath.
Man, I loved Max Sabbath. I laughed so hard when I saw them, man. And the guy that was flipping burgers while he was singing, and his mic stand was a big, McDonald's cup with a straw. And but they're good players. I remember seeing videos when they first came out. They were really sorry, and then he got some really good players. I mean, the guitarist and bassist were really good in that band.
I saw them once, the opening band. Goddamn, I think they were called the Flanders. Where all like Ned Flanders.
That's it. Howdy, neighbor.
Yeah, and they were kind of punky. I liked them. They were kind of punky. They weren't bad, man. I saw them open.
You got to have a gimmick, man. You got to have some kind of gimmick. Thrash or Die had Ralph.
Best final album: Van Halen, A Different Kind of Truth, or Rush Clockwork Angels? Rush.
Oh, I got to go Different Kind of Truth.
I got to go with
Really?
I love that Rush album. But I got to go Van Halen.
I don't know what this means. Anyone see Van Halen when Eddie Van Halen was out?
There was no such thing.
No.
2004? I don't know what that means.
Van Halen always existed with Eddie and Alex.
Yeah, I don't know what he's talking about with that. The Shining or Computer God?
Oh, The
Shining.
I love Computer God. I gotta go with The Shining though. Shining has that classic. I
gotta go Computer God. I love Dehumanizer.
Venom Inc., I Kneel to No God, or Preacher Man?
Preacher Man.
Yeah, Preacher Man.
Preacher Man.
It's a good song. Yeah.
I love that. Man, I was so bummed when I saw Venom Inc. I mean, they were great. Don't get me wrong, but I was talking to Demolition Man. He was so cool, man.
Yeah, he's the coolest, man.
Yeah, and he was, and I was telling him, dude, I can't wait to hear Metal We Bleed. He's like, oh, we're not playing that. Oh. You playing Preacher Man? No, man. So all they played was War and Ave, and the rest was all old Venom. Great show still, but I was bummed. I wanted to hear stuff from Ave. That was my favorite album of that year. What was that? 2018, 19? That was my favorite. Love that album.
I saw them a couple times. They did some stuff off of Primeval, which is good. They did, of course, they did Primeval, and they did Black and Under Priest, and some good stuff. That was a good album.
Yeah. If you want Blood Live versus Genesis Seconds Out.
Oh, AC/DC.
AC/DC.
I never heard that Genesis album, but I highly doubt it would win.
Yeah. No. Vivian Campbell or Jakey Lee? Vivian.
I'm going with Jake, and I love Vivian because Vivian is from the school of Gary Moore. And
I go Vivian because that's exactly that. He plays a lot like Gary Moore.
But I gotta go with Jake, man. To me, Jake was special.
Best cover band. He saw was Denim and Leather. Now I lost it again. Better Badlands album debut or Voodoo Highway?
Debut by a little bit, because Voodoo Highway rules. By a little bit, though. Voodoo Highway is awesome.
Tony, if you like death metal, there's a band here in Pennsylvania called Disma. He recommends checking them out. They only have one debut album at the moment.
I'm very picky when it comes to death metal. I like certain stuff. I like stuff that's more in the vein of Death, the band, like Leprosy and Obituary and stuff like that, than I am the really technical.
Yeah, you're like me, man. I only like the old shit.
Yeah.
To me, it's like
I want riffs, man.
My favorite death metal is the first three Morbid Angel albums.
Yeah.
The
first two for me. Yeah, I like those.
First three fucking death albums. the first 2 Obituary albums, the first 2 Deicide albums.
First few Entombed albums. I love stuff.
Less than Pounds.
Yeah.
That album smokes.
Deceased. Deceased is good too.
I think Deceased.
And Deceased has always been considered death metal. To me, they just, I mean, they're just a great thrash band. Even their early stuff is even more thrash than death metal to me.
The earliest stuff is more death metal. Better fourth album: Zeppelin 4, Sabbath Volume 4, or Deep Purple in rock? Zeppelin.
Sabbath.
Volume 4.
Volume 4 is my favorite Sabbath album.
I'm sorry, I listened to Zeppelin 4 my whole childhood. Pantera's War Nerve or Slaughtered?
Slaughtered.
I go with War Nerve.
Slaughtered.
Fucking Great Southern Trendkill.
Worst cover band you saw live?
What's that?
Worst cover band.
Oh God, I don't know. I've seen a bunch of them.
I don't think I've ever seen.
It's bad when you see a band playing and you're going, have they ever even heard the song?
Oh yeah, actually, I talked about them. That Van Hagar, Vangina cover band. They did Dave stuff, but then they went into Vangina stuff. And actually, the bassist sang the Vangina stuff.
I remember seeing a band once, and they were playing "Rebel Yell" by Billy Idol, and I didn't know what song it was because I recognized the chorus. I was like, "Oh, okay." I don't think they've ever heard this song before.
I really haven't seen too many tribute bands. Although Lou Mavs, my guitarist and my co-host from Red Sailor Review, he does a tribute band called 90 Below. So if you're in New York, Long Island area, check them out. Why do you think Eric Adams never joined another band? Did Manowar make that much money? I think he just probably couldn't get out because Joey DeMaio wouldn't let him go.
Yeah.
Probably the most underrated metal singer ever.
He's totally.
Yeah. Have you ever heard the Bible Black demos with him?
No.
So those finally got released last year or year before last, actually. I think High Roller may have released them, but it was that David Duck McDonald, I think is his name, the guitar player that played in Blue Cheer later, had the album called Thrasher. Remember the Thrasher album? They had like Exciter and Carl Kennedy from the Rods and all. Yeah, it was him. It was his band with David Finholt, the guy that was supposedly in Sabbath, the preacher, televangelist, and it had the rhythm section from Rainbow, of Gary Driscoll and Craig Gruber. And these are all the recordings they did back in the day. Some of them have Finholt on them, or Jeffrey Finholt. I think it's David Finholt, but Jeffrey Finholt. And some have Eric Adams, and some have Joey Belladonna. And this is all before Manowar and before Anthrax.
I gotta look into that. I did hear about Joey Belladonna being in a band called Double Black.
Yeah, because when Craig Gruber and I were talking on Facebook years ago before he passed, and because his sister lived in North Carolina, and she connected us, and I was trying to get him to let a friend of mine's label put those recordings out, and he was like, he says, well, he didn't own the rights to them and all that McDonald did. So
that Gruber guy came up with a lot of heaven and hell stuff.
Yeah, he sure did.
He was
supposedly, yes. I don't know if Geezer went back and redid all the tracks. There was rumors one time that he played bass on Heaven and Hell on some of the tracks.
No, I heard Geezer mimicked him.
Yeah, but he came up with the original arrangements, is what you're saying.
Yeah, he was Geezer Butler quit Black Sabbath after Ozzy left, and came back because what happened was Geezer went and visited Tony one day, and Tony played him. All right, this is what we're doing, and Geezer heard him and goes, "Damn, I want part of this."
But didn't Jeff Nichols do some bass lines on the maybe writing?
Yes.
Well, because I remember reading something where Geezer said that he wouldn't have written. Somebody said, "Who wrote the bass line to Heaven and Hell?" And he said he didn't because it wouldn't have been that simple if he had written it. Geezer said that. Yeah.
Coven or rigor mortis?
Who?
Coven or rigor mortis?
Like Coven is in Iron Dick Coven. There was a thrash band called Coven. That's hard, man. I like both of those bands. Probably Rigor Mortis.
Yeah,
Coven had 2 good thrash albums though.
Yeah, McDonald Massacre.
Yeah,
I own both those vinyls, but yeah, Rigor Mortis. What a special band that was. Very underrated. That guitar player that died, Michael Schiazza, whatever his name. I got to meet him like literally months before he died. He did a guitar clinic down here. And what a nice guy. And he died soon after. But he was a very unique guitar player that Ministry hired him. He's like the best Ministry albums, I thought. But yeah, what a shame. And Bruce Corbett died, the singer. Now that first album, Freak Show 2, or Freak, what was it called?
The Freak Show was the EP, I think, that came out after it.
But man, that first Rigor Mortis was foaming at the house, man. What an awesome.
Yeah.
Better death metal debut, Possessed.
Great album cover.
Yeah.
Yeah. Better death metal debut, Possess 7 Churches or Scream Bloody Gore.
I'm gonna go with 7 Churches, though I love Scream Bloody Gore.
I love both, but I'm gonna go Possessed for sure.
Possessed, yes. I was thinking the same thing. Okay. Kick in the Teeth is the greatest AC/DC song. Better Bond song battle, What's Next to the Moon or Beating Around the Bush? What's next to the moon?
Around the Bush.
Beating Around the Bush, and the riff to Beating Around the Bush is just fucking killer.
One of the heaviest AC/DC.
Cryptic Slaughter, Convicted is awesome.
Yeah.
Never heard of it.
Vinyl. Great album.
Floods or Suicide Note Part 2?
Floods.
Yeah.
Floods.
All right, that's it for now.
All right. Well, we've been on for over 2 hours.
Yeah. Hopefully we can do it again next week if everything's going good in your world.
Please, everybody, have a prayer for me that we will continue these Thursday shows because it's been brutal for me.
Yes, good luck with everything. Hopefully everything gets straightened out.
Hope everything comes together and hope you have a happy birthday tomorrow.
Yes. Oh, thank you, man. Yeah, it's gonna be my birthday tomorrow, man. It's my birthday in Australia now.
In 2 hours, it's your birthday.
That's right. So thank you, everybody. Thank you, Tony. Thank you, Wayne.
Oh, it's your pleasure.
And smack 'em a gob, everybody out there.
Smack 'em a gob.
Bye-bye.